Today marks 2 years since these images from southern Israel shocked the world and triggered a brutal war. A sleepy Saturday morning turning into terror when Hamas fighters stormed over the Gaza-Israel border, killing and kidnapping as many people as they could. About 1,200 people were killed in their rampage and another 251 more kidnapped, including Americans. That includes Eden Alexander, who was just 19 years old when he was taken and spent 19 months in captivity. Today, he's set to meet with President Trump for a second time since his release, as the world waits to see if the White House's latest truce offer will finally bring the remaining 48 hostages home. Right now, you're looking live at the site of a music festival, which was one of the places targeted in that attack. People there paying respects at a memorial for the victims. NewsNation's Robert Sherman has covered the war on the ground since its beginning. Robert, this has to be a difficult day for everyone still in the area and beyond who are still looking for hostages to be returned. Can you help us mark this somber anniversary?
Well, let me put it to you this way, Nick. 731 days have flipped by on the calendar, but one thing that we've heard from many people here in Israel is October 8th still has not arrived. As long as there are hostages still in Gaza, as long as there is a war still ongoing, that October 8th date is still not here. A lot has happened over the last 2 years. The world looks different, the region looks different. And in this present moment, there are two converging energies. On the one hand, the somber energy that is here, marking the 2-year anniversary of October 7th. People knew that was coming. But just a couple hundred miles away, there is also another converging force, which are the level of negotiations that are taking place in Egypt to free the hostages. People for 2 years have hoped hostage talks such as those could be coming, and are even more so hoping that they are successful in bringing the 48 hostages that are still in Gaza home. As we speak, there are American negotiators in Egypt. That includes Jared Kushner, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. For the Israelis, that includes their top negotiator, Ron Dermer, on the ground there to hopefully bring this deal home. And I say hopefully because that is the sentiment of so many hostage families. That includes the family of Guy Gilboa Delal, who's has been held inside of Gaza for 2 years, at times underground in Hamas's tunnels, in other instances used above ground as a human shield. His brother, who we spoke with, believes that this moment in time could be a make or break one, and believes time is of the essence to get him out. Take a listen.
I'm worried to my brother more than anything in the world. I want to see him back more than anything in the world. He's all I care about. We understand that this time period, we have to get to a deal. Otherwise, this war will never end.
Guy has a dream of one day going to Japan. And now his brother has a dream as well of going with him to Japan. Those are the kind of dreams that people have held on to for 2 years and are currently clutching in this present moment, as here we are 731 days later, and still 48 hostages inside of Gaza. Nick?
Robert, this continues to drag on. And for the people in Gaza, what are they hoping for as we hit this 2-year mark?
Very much so similar sentiments is what we're hearing here, Nick. I mean, especially given the fact that when you hear from American officials who talk about the situation in Gaza, acknowledging that there are food security issues within the enclave itself, in certain parts of Gaza, you hear from people on the ground here who are hoping that this deal that is currently being negotiated inside of Egypt is successful. Take a listen.
We hope with Trump's plan, the war would stop, to return to our homes, go home with our children, live a decent life like the children of the world are living. Our children have not been to school for 2 years.
There's actually a clock here in Hostage Square that marks the 731 days since those hostages were first taken into Gaza, since this war first broke out. There's a growing hope that soon clocks like that won't be needed.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.